How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. So today we got something a little bit special. It's some bonus content for the week. It's a massive compilation of some of the scariest YouTube videos we've ever seen. So sit back, relax and enjoy. YouTuber Sebastian Baralles was spending a carefree day in Atlantic City, New Jersey, United States, not expecting anything out of the ordinary. However, he quickly hit record when something truly bizarre began happening in the sky above his head. Anyone who's been to a beach town in the United States knows that it's not uncommon to see planes flying overhead. Pilots of small aircrafts are regularly hired to tow large advertisement banners over the beach and boardwalk to attract customers. However, this particular plane drew the attention of beachgoers because it suddenly stopped flying. In the middle of the air, the plane simply stops moving for several minutes. The physics of flight make this impossible. These type of planes need to be moving forward to produce the necessary lift to keep the plane in the air. To make matters even more strange, the banner being towed stays suspended in the air behind the plane. The air currents from the plane's movements are what allow these banners to stretch out in the air, so if the plane isn't moving, the banner should be hanging straight down. Viewers of the video have compared the mysterious footage to a glitch in the Matrix. Some have suggested that high winds pushing the plane backwards while it attempts to move forward could have caused the bizarre phenomenon, but many are skeptical. Was this a simple optical illusion, or is it something paranormal happening in the sky? This creepy security camera footage uploaded to the YouTube channel What in the World is yet another example of a person that seems to disappear without any logical explanation. The clip shows a semi-transparent figure walking through a parking lot.
I'm just testing.
Already showing supernatural tendencies, what the figure does next seems to confirm this notion. As the person makes their way toward the right of screen, they suddenly begin to fade away, disappearing from the video entirely.
Coffee? I'm just testing. See, if you were a liar, you might
Weird.
say you were.
Then just disappears.
Confused, several onlookers can be heard discussing the mysterious footage, with one heard exclaiming, "Then he just disappears."
I'm not drinking coffee. I'm just testing. See, if you were a liar, you might say you were.
Then just disappears.
Maybe you
Then
need
he
to
just
drink from an imaginary
disappears.
cup. Who are you?
Watching the clip, it certainly seems that the person does indeed disappear, but has this security camera really captured footage of a teleportation? Or is there another explanation for the mysterious figure's sudden disappearance? This mysterious footage, uploaded to YouTube by the Oregonian, works to prove this Oregon dispensary's claim that it is in fact haunted. This short clip shows just a handful of supernatural activity, but that alone is enough to provide substantial evidence to even a skeptic. A camera set up to provide security footage captured multiple odd occurrences over the course of just a few seconds. If you keep an eye on the jar of pens on the counter, something eerie happens. As the footage elapses, it seems as though the pens move all on their own. Next, the tip jar on the counter seems to be moved by some unseen force. As a worker nearby is otherwise preoccupied, the tip jar moves several inches on its own across the countertop. Captured from two separate angles, it seems impossible that anything except the supernatural could have moved that tip jar across the counter. In an interview with the man working in the dispensary at the time the footage was taken, the man explains that he felt as though there was a presence standing next to him, right at the moment the jar was moving. As the jar falls, Andy gets the idea to check the surveillance cameras and sees the jar moving on its own. Speaking on both the jar and the pens, the general manager of the dispensary explains that the footage couldn't be legally doctored, as it's against state law to do so as the cameras monitor goods of a sensitive nature. As the dispensary had been built in a building that formerly housed a pharmacy at the turn of the 20th century, the general manager goes on to say she believes the building to be haunted by the ghost of the pharmacist, rearranging the items in the dispensary. When speaking to an expert on Oregon hauntings, the expert explains that the city is supposedly extremely haunted due to the city's rich history. Regardless of the city's past, the shop's owners seem to think the supposed ghost to be benevolent and otherwise harmless. Dashboard cameras are one of the latest innovations in personal security. Many drivers install them in their cars to document evidence in the event of an unexpected accident. The driver who captured this footage probably wasn't expecting anything weird to happen. They quickly learned to expect the unexpected. The video starts out normally enough for dashcam footage. We see that the driver's heading along a moderately busy stretch of highway. As they come around a curve in the road, a van is approaching in the opposite direction. Watch this vehicle closely. As it heads slowly along the road, something unexpected happens. A man suddenly appears on the road right next to the vehicle. The man appears to be falling onto the road from an unknown location. It's almost as if a portal opened up and dropped him on the road. The doors of the vehicle never open, so it's clear that he didn't fall from the vehicle. Even if a glitch in the video caused the camera to miss a door opening, the man appears right next to the front tyre. This is much too far forward to have fallen from the vehicle. The other option is that they fell out the window, but the fall is far too sudden. Someone falling from the window of a moving car would cause much more of a commotion. Without knowing the identity of the man who seemingly teleported onto the highway, it's impossible to come up with an explanation for his mysterious appearance. Did he come from another dimension? Does he have some sort of preternatural powers? Or did he just fall from the car and it's hard to tell? Unfortunately, for now, these questions must remain unanswered. Some of the creepiest videos are often the ones where supernatural beings or mysterious creatures are visible to the viewer, but not to those who are actually in the video. This is certainly the case for this clip, uploaded to the YouTube channel Real Ghost Official 007. Taking place outside of a gas station at night, a group of people is seen convening near a bus. However, if you look towards the opposite side of the vehicle, it's clear they're not alone. Moving just out of their sight, yet still nearby enough to be concerning, a small creepy creature can be seen lurking in the darkness. While it's difficult to spot on first view, if you slow the footage down you can clearly see that there is indeed something there. Given the perspective, it's hard to tell just how tall the creature is. However, it appears to be considerably shorter than the people standing nearby. It has a large grey head, thin limbs, and looks as though it's wearing black clothes. Based on its appearance, it's easy to see why so many viewers have suggested that this creature could in fact be an alien. However, if this is the case, why is it standing in the darkness on the outskirts of a gas station at nighttime? Some more skeptical viewers have raised several concerns about the clip's authenticity, noting that it seems odd that the camera holder was filming such an otherwise mundane moment in the first place. Was this so they could add some special effects to the footage afterwards? Unfortunately, without further information, we may never learn the truth behind this mysterious video. Journalist Carlos Molina became the story when he had a ghostly experience on live television in 2015. The presenter was filming a live broadcast on the Honduran Teleciba channel when a glass of water was caught moving across a table on its own. You can see the haunted cup just to the left of Molina's hand in the footage. It makes a very slow and steady gliding motion that covers a few inches in the blink of an eye. The movement did indeed catch Molina's eye immediately. The disturbed and confused presenter pointed out what he had just seen to the colleague sitting right next to him at the table. Molina has since confirmed that the production crew working on the program were not behind any kind of hoax. He's also shared that he felt a shiver going through his body just seconds before the cup moved on its own. What's more, he describes the strange sensation that he felt throughout his body as a supernatural phenomenon. However, whatever was behind the incident was not giving off good vibrations. Molina claims that he was left feeling traumatized following the incident. He also said that he was unable to move the glass with his hands following the incident because it was stuck to the table. Skeptics would surely need more convincing with important details about whether there was any moisture between the cup and table. That detail could quite literally throw cold water on the entire ghost theory. In this case, it's possible that condensation that formed on the bottom of the cup was responsible for the slide. So was this a case of a real ghostly encounter or just some real fake news? At this stage, it's almost impossible to say. Mysterious footage can come from a variety of places, but with the prevalence of CCTV, security cameras have become a common source of strange videos that leave you questioning your ideas about what is possible. In this instance, the footage comes from a camera monitoring a street somewhere in Japan. As the clip plays, everything seems normal. We see the regular bustle of people going about their day, moving quickly back and forth across the small section of street that the camera shows. Over the 30 seconds of video, only a few people cross in front of the camera. However, if you watch each person closely, one of them does something inexplicable. If you pay attention to the street sign next to the white van in the bottom right hand corner, you'll notice that a man seems to appear out of thin air. What makes his appearance so strange is that, unlike the other people in the footage, this man doesn't enter from the edge of frame. He's suddenly just there. Some who have viewed the footage have labelled the man a teleporter and even a time traveller. But what do you think? Could the man's sudden appearance be caused by a camera glitch? Or does this clip really show something paranormal? Either way, this video really does seem to defy the laws of reality. In July 2016, a model began to exhibit some very strange behaviour during a live interview on a Thai talk show. Tipawan Chapapwang told the host of the show that a spirit had attached itself to her during a recent vacation to the city of Rayong. In the clip, she explains that the ghost, known as a pop in Thai culture, has an insatiable hunger and at one point screams out, "Bring me pig's blood." After explaining her story, Chapapwang's demeanour suddenly changes as she appears to become possessed by the spirit. The demon then begins talking through her as she starts to act very strangely. After several attempts to convince the spirit to leave the girl, the host tries to place a necklace of Buddha around her neck. The act makes the woman recoil in fear as she begins to shriek uncontrollably. The host finally manages to get the necklace on her, and it immediately seems to silence the demonic voice. When the clip first appeared online, it immediately went viral across Thailand, racking up millions of views in just the first few days. Opinions were divided about its authenticity, however, with some viewers suggesting that the woman appeared to be acting. Despite this, many still believe that the model was the victim of a demonic possession. If anyone can help translate the original video, there's a link in the description box below. Would love to know exactly what both the woman and the host are saying during the interview. This video, posted to YouTube by user Natholdit, caused quite a stir when it first appeared online. It's footage taken from a news broadcast in which a man is being interviewed. In the background, you can see other people going about their business. However, if you focus your attention on the woman casually standing with her arms crossed near the baggage claim, you'll notice something very strange. She appears to be waiting for something as she interacts with the people around her, nodding and chatting to a woman who is pushing a trolley full of luggage. The woman with the trolley begins to walk towards the camera and briefly obscures our view of the woman behind her. Then, as the trolley passes, she appears to have vanished without a trace. There's now a vacant space where she was once standing. While it certainly appears that the woman has disappeared, several skeptics have suggested that it might be simply a trick of the eye, noting that she might have begun moving at the exact moment the other woman with the luggage started to walk forwards. Did this woman really teleport out of sight, or is it more likely that the whole thing is just a well-timed coincidence? Either way, it's certainly a strange piece of footage and one of the creepiest things ever caught on live TV. This clip, which is also from Japan, is admittedly strange and difficult to decipher. As a young man turns on a light, we see him standing in what appears to be a small bedroom holding an acoustic guitar. The camera is shaky as it pans around the space, moving up and down his body, showing close-ups of his feet and guitar. At first glance, all seems normal. However, if you slow the footage down, there appears to be a shadowy figure standing in the back of the closet. It's only visible between flickers of the light, then it disappears completely. The figure is all black and slightly amorphous, looking much like a shadow person, a ghostly entity said to hide at the edge of our sight, barely visible and only for a split second. The figure appears then disappears so quickly that it seems unlikely to have been a human. This leaves viewers wondering just what the bizarre and terrifying entity could have been. There's certainly more than meets the eye in this first video, which shows a child and his father spending a day by the pool. Uploaded to the YouTube channel The Great, this chilling footage presents viewers with a very strange mystery. In the video, the boy's father can be seen on the pool's deck, while the boy, who's holding the camera, jumps into the water. As he leaps, we see a mysterious set of hands reaching out to touch him as he enters the water. The boy, seemingly unaware of the hands, turns back to his father who's still on the pool's deck. He then turns the camera back on himself in order to give the viewers a thumbs up. You can clearly see that there's no one else in the vicinity. Next, the father takes the camera and jumps into the pool, giving viewers an even better view of the surrounding area. In the video's description, the uploader mentions that he thought he was alone with his child in the pool, while friends played at the other end. Where then did this mysterious set of hands come from? Whoever they belong to seems to have disappeared into thin air. If they were that of a ghost, it suggests that they're a benevolent one. The hands seemingly appear only to help brace the boy's dive before disappearing. So what do you think could be going on in this video? Are the hands really of supernatural origin like the uploader suggests? Or is there actually a way to explain their owner's bizarre disappearance? Love to get your opinions on this one in the comments section below. In another bizarre video from Amazing Mystery Videos, a homeowner was shocked to discover something unusual living right in their backyard. In this video, we see a small, cluttered backyard. The light in the area is dim, so it's hard to make out any details. However, we can see what appears to be a garden gnome with dark skin, a white beard and a tall white hat. At first, nothing seems unusual. Then, the gnome begins to move. The creature walks around a small area of the yard before disappearing behind some foliage. The camera is shaky, so the details of the gnome's appearance are hard to make out. We can mostly see the bright white of its tall hat reflected in the light. According to Renaissance mythology, gnomes are small humanoid creatures that typically live underground. They're usually described as being about a foot tall and reluctant to interact with humans. It's thought that they spend most of their time below ground, moving through the earth as easily as humans move through air. Often gnomes are tasked with guarding some sort of underground treasure. If this is in fact a gnome, the homeowner most likely has nothing to fear. However, the creature could turn nasty if anyone were to go searching for its underground treasure. Uploaded to YouTube by Amazing Football Skills, this video was meant to capture a routine football game. Instead, the mysterious footage seemed to have captured something else entirely. Throughout the game, it appears a supernatural guest goes largely unnoticed. As the camera focuses on the crowd, it looks as though a mysterious figure is running to and fro between the ends of the field, straight through the crowd. The figure runs with unnerving speed between the spectators. No one moves out of the figure's way as it continuously moves between crowds, up and down, back and forth in a way that is inhuman. Compared to the football players on the ground, the figure is moving extremely quickly. What do you think this figure is? Is it simply a camera glitch or something far more sinister? Do some humans have abilities that go beyond the natural? Over the years, countless mysterious videos have surfaced suggesting that it is indeed possible for ordinary humans to do extraordinary things. This footage seems to suggest that some humans may have the power to move objects with their minds. This black and white slow motion video seems to have been recorded on a security camera. We see two women sitting at a table as another person stands nearby. There are books and other items on the table, including a cell phone. As the camera rolls, the girl closest to the camera begins making strange movements with her hand, waggling her fingers in the direction of the phone. After a moment, the phone begins to slide across the table, much to the other girl's surprise. She immediately leans away from the table, her eyes locked on the moving phone. The person standing in the background quickly comes forward and picks up the phone, inspecting it for any possible explanation. They put the phone in their pocket just before the footage ends. Psychokinesis or telekinesis is the ability to interact with the physical world using only the mind. There have been reported instances of telekinesis for centuries, but no one's ever conclusively proven that such abilities exist. Most scientists believe that such abilities are a fraud. It's hard to dispute the abilities that the girl in this video seems to possess. The reactions of the others in the room seem genuine, plus the fact that one of them picks up the phone and puts it in his pocket seems to rule out the possibility that the phone was attached to a string. However, some viewers still think that magnets are a possibility. Yet, no one seems to know who this young girl is, but she may possess powers beyond our imagining. While Jeff and his team are professionals, there's also a slew of seriously scary videos that are captured by those who encounter odd creatures in their daily lives. Uploaded to the YouTube channel The Swingin' Dicks, this clip begins as the camera holder is explaining that he and his co-worker had just arrived to work early in the morning when they noticed something rather creepy. Initially thinking it might have just been a maintenance worker, the two decide to investigate further.
Could have been a maintenance person doing some work or something, but dude, I swear I don't know what this is.
Soon they're confronted with what appears to be some sort of bipedal humanoid moving quickly from one side of the camera to the other.
Dude, what the is that?
The pair call out to it, and it seems to respond with a high-pitched shriek.
What is that? Hello? Hey, who is that?
Even more strange is the fact that the creature's face seems to periodically flash, as if the footage is glitching out. Weirdly, the uploader notes that the song Surfing with the Alien by Joe Satriani was playing on the radio as the two of them arrived at the shop. Could this have been some sort of eerie foreshadowing of what was about to come? While it's difficult to know for sure just what exactly the pair managed to capture, it's easy to see why many are calling it a real alien sighting caught on camera. But what do you think? Is it really a being from another world, or could it be something else entirely? Let me know what you think in the comments section below.
You know what? Shit, dude. Let's go.
Posted to the Facebook page Real Ghost Videos, this bizarre footage seems to show a young girl appearing out of nowhere. The video begins as a woman is seen walking alone outside. She stops and extends her hand as if she's reaching for something. At first her movement seems unclear as there's nothing there. Then suddenly a small girl appears by her side. The woman doesn't seem fazed at all, remaining calm as the young girl begins to walk in front of her. If you watch the video closely, it looks as though the woman is actually expecting the little girl to appear, almost as if she's summoning her. The woman's calm reaction also suggests that this may not be the first time this has happened. So what do you think this video shows? Does this little girl really possess the ability to teleport, or is it actually the woman that can make people appear? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. This final clip from our list of ghosts caught on live TV comes from a football match between Racing and River Plate in Argentina back in 2014. The clip was filmed in the El Cilindro Stadium near Buenos Aires and has been provided by a YouTube user by the name of Crazy Man. In the footage you can see a grey figure running along the field. The translucent, grey-hued figure appears to be able to move through the field's touch lines completely unencumbered. In fact, it almost seems like he's running through people at certain points. Is there a reasonable explanation for why a shadow person was caught on camera running in the stadium? Some people think they've solved the mystery of one of the strangest ghosts caught on live TV. The easiest explanation is that the figure is really just a person wearing a grey shirt. A technical glitch could easily cause a person in dull-coloured clothing to be lost by the camera. However, many people simply aren't buying this explanation. They believe it's some sort of unsettled spirit who may be trapped within the confines of the stadium. It's ultimately impossible to say. The footage shows the shadow figure from a number of angles to offer a full picture of the sighting. The figure is consistently translucent regardless of which angle we're looking at in the video. So what do you think, grey shirt or reckless ghost wanting in on the soccer action? This unsettling video was uploaded to Yorkshire Conspirator UFO's YouTube channel in May 2019. The footage, which was supposedly captured at a football match somewhere in London, has many claiming that it shows proof of a UFO. Near the beginning of the video, there's a sudden flash in the sky. This is shortly followed by an orange-coloured orb that slowly descends from above. It hovers for a few seconds before suddenly disappearing. The players don't seem to notice the strange light as they continue their pre-match warm-ups. While several skeptics have noted that the descending light could simply belong to a drone, this theory doesn't explain how the object could suddenly vanish. So what do you think? Has this footage actually captured an alien craft curiously watching a local football match? Or could the orb be something else entirely? Uploaded to the YouTube channel The Truth Don't Deny, this is potentially some of the most alarming teleportation footage that can be found online. Taken from a vehicle's dash cam, the video shows just how dangerous a person's sudden appearance can actually be. A car is driving down a highway at a relatively fast speed. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary until roughly 2/3 of the way through the clip. That's when a man suddenly appears right in front of the car. Acting quickly, the startled figure just manages to move out of the way of the oncoming vehicle. The most shocking thing about this clip is that you don't actually see the man enter the frame, nor do you see him moving into the path of the car. He simply just appears. That, coupled with his surprised reaction and the subsequent frantic nature of his actions, tends to indicate that this footage could indeed be real. Was this an actual teleportation that went wrong? Some viewers have suggested that it almost looks like the man expected to appear somewhere else. Regardless of his intentions, the man's sudden appearance seems to have put himself and others in a rather dangerous situation. Uploaded to YouTube by user Michael Dunn, this video seems to show something very perplexing. As the camera holder talks to his companions, another man riding a bicycle suddenly appears in the background. However, unlike the previous clip, no one seems to have any reaction to the man's sudden appearance. If this truly is a case of teleportation caught on camera, then the man on his bike was quite successful in doing so without drawing any attention to himself. Online, this clip has racked up a large number of views as armchair experts attempt to debunk the mysterious footage. Some have suggested the man's sudden appearance is simply a trick of perspective, while others believe the footage is more likely to have been manipulated in some way. Despite the skeptics offering several plausible explanations, many assert that it just doesn't seem possible that the man on the bicycle was actually there the whole time. They argue that both the rider and his bicycle would take up far too much space to be concealed behind the single man in the foreground. As the debate over the man's sudden appearance continues, it seems unlikely that viewers will agree on a definitive explanation anytime soon. Posted to the YouTube channel 1234, this last video on our list is certainly creepy. The footage, which was captured on a driver's dash cam, seems perfectly normal to begin with. However, as the clip continues, a series of events unfold that prove difficult to fathom. The car that is directly in front of the dash cam suddenly swerves to the side, revealing a figure standing in the middle of the road. Oddly pale and weirdly poised, the figure's behaviour and complete lack of fear are seriously disturbing. It appears to make no effort to move to safety, apparently content and stoic, while standing directly in the middle of traffic. Just who or what this figure is exactly has been the subject of debate for some time. Many think it could have been a homeless person or even an escaped mental patient. Others, however, point to the supernatural, suggesting that it was more likely to be a ghost. While some viewers might be skeptical of the footage, it seems obvious that it's not been doctored in any way. It would also appear that it's not a prank, as any normal person would be unlikely to put themselves in such danger just for a laugh. So what do you think? Could the figure be some sort of misguided human, or is there a case for suggesting that it might be something supernatural? Love to get your opinions on this mysterious piece of footage in the comments section below. Fans of dramatic television in Mexico are familiar with a hit show called La Donna that stars Araceli Arambula. It appears that some drama that almost seems too spooky to be true was conjured up during a taping of the popular show back in 2016. The scene was uploaded to YouTube by a user named Faith Lahan. The face appears from the 23-second mark through to the 26-second mark. It can be hard to spot the face during all the action. However, a still image was shared by Arambula on her Instagram page. It shows what appears to be a very clear outline of a face just above her shoulder. Do you think a ghost really made its way onto the set as an uninvited extra? In 2016, keen-eyed fans spotted something very unsettling during a telecast of an English sports program. As the host discusses a recent football match, a groundsman who appears to be wheeling equipment off the ground suddenly disappears. What makes the footage even more mysterious is the fact that a short while later, a second man can also be seen disappearing from the ground. When the footage first aired, fans immediately began debating what they had just seen. Experts were initially stumped. However, some suggested that the disappearing groundsman might have just been an illusion created by some sort of video edit. Despite this, many thought that the clip did indeed show something paranormal. While some viewers were convinced that the camera had captured ghosts, it's difficult to know for sure without further information. What do you think? Does this clip really show proof of ghosts lurking inside this football stadium? Or could there be another explanation for this bizarre footage? Uploaded to the YouTube channel Christian Bello Web, this clip originally appeared on an Argentinian TV channel based in the Entre Rios province. In the footage, a man and woman are seen broadcasting live on Instagram, likely due to social distancing protocols. However, it seems that the transition of many broadcast programs from inside the studio to inside the homes of TV personalities has not led to a decrease in paranormal activity caught on camera. In fact, this new trend of broadcasting from inside one's home might be an opportunity to capture even more creepy events. As the two speak to each other, the background of the man's home is seen to be illuminated by a lamp placed on a table behind him. Suddenly, the lamp flickers before appearing to be tipped over by some sort of unseen force. Whether it's the sound of the lamp falling or the lack of background light that catches the man's attention is unclear. However, he appears to be understandably shocked and confused by what's just taken place. While it's possible that the lamp could have simply been pulled over by someone standing out of view of the camera, it seems unlikely that anyone would set up such a prank during an important live interview. So what do you think? Was the lamp's bizarre movement the work of an inconsiderate trickster, or could it have been manipulated by something supernatural? Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comments section below. Footage from security cameras can often be difficult to verify. Sometimes it can be explained away by equipment malfunction or even human error. With this video, posted to YouTube by user Mystery, it's the reaction of the witnesses that lends some real legitimacy to the clip. Set in a well-lit bookstore, a crowd can be seen gathering around a single man. However, it's unclear whether he's done something previously to warrant the attention. Suddenly, the man disappears, leaving the book that he was reading briefly suspended in mid-air before it crashes to the floor. The perplexed onlookers can do little more than attempt to process the shocking event that's just occurred right before their eyes. Could this actually be real teleportation footage caught on camera, or is it more likely to be a clever editing trick? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Did the King of Pop show up on a CNN broadcast after his death in 2009? Some footage from Indiana Outback on YouTube suggests the answer is yes. The sighting happened during a tour of Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch in Santa Barbara County, California, that aired on CNN's Larry King Live program back in 2009. The sighting is very fleeting. It occurs while the host is touring the bathroom in the home's bedroom suite from roughly 4 minutes 45 to 4 minutes 47. However, it isn't until close to the end of the 6-minute video that we catch a glimpse of a shape that has an eerie similarity to the silhouette of Michael Jackson.
This is one of the bathrooms. There are two bathrooms in this
What's notable about the figure in question is that the posture witnessed here does seem quite reminiscent of the way Jackson was commonly seen walking onto the stage, with his head tilted down with his shoulders hanging over just slightly. We can see the shadow pass over a wall located down the hall from where Larry King's crew is filming. It appears to pass by one of the home's large fireplaces before vanishing. What's worth noting is that we never actually see a person pass by the same fireplace. That does help to rule out the idea that the shadow belongs to a crew member or visitor of the house. It's not your mind playing tricks on you if you swear you've seen this clip of the alleged ghost of Michael Jackson on here before. We've actually discussed and dissected this clip when talking about the wildest ghosts caught on live TV in the past. However, this creepy clip is just so iconic that it's worth taking a look at again. Now, if you're enjoying our longer compilations, then check out that one on the top there. Otherwise, there's a massive paranormal playlist here you can binge on for hours and hours. Leave us a comment down below, pulverize that thumbs up button as usual. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.